Sorry for cutting off the video there, guys, but I do want to make sure that this one actually stays up on YouTube and doesn't get taken down itself. So this is a pretty rare video that I came across on Reddit, posted by the British Pave, and this footage was recorded back in 1928 and shows a pretty big tragedy at the time. In it, we can see a man by the name of Frank Lockhart sitting in a very fancy state-of-the-art vehicle for the time before driving at a very high speed down a beach and then the car flipping. So for some context, Frank Lockhart was born back in 1903, and from a very young age, he had always had a very big interest in racing. But it wasn't until 1926 when Frank would get his big break, eventually becoming a professional racer and having a very successful career. Initially, he started as a relief driver for another professional racer, but when the Indianapolis 500 came around in 1926, he was the one who competed, and he actually won, making him one of 4 rookies to do so. Over the course of the next year, from 1926 to 1927, Lockhart would compete in a variety of different races, winning most of them, and really setting the stage for him becoming one of the best racers around. But while Lockhart was busy breaking course records and setting new records at an astounding pace, he also started getting an interest in setting the world record for the fastest land speed ever. And the first time he did this, he did it successfully. On April 11th of 1927, he took out a supercharged vehicle and set a world record of 160 miles per hour while traveling on dry land. But as you guys know, for people that are like Lockhart, who are constantly trying to push the edges of what's possible, sometimes bad things happen and they bite off a little bit more than they can chew. So, roughly a year later, in April of 1928, Lockhart, with the help of Stutz Motor Group, combined 2 supercharged engines, put it into a very light vehicle that gave it around 380 horsepower. And keep in mind, this is absolutely crazy for the 1920s, so anyways, he goes out, he does a warm-up round, and hits a speed of around 198 miles per hour. Now, unfortunately, unbeknownst to Lockhart, the rear right tire of his vehicle had started developing a blister due to the high speeds, so during the return pass, this right tire popped, which sent his car flying, crashing into the sand and ejecting him. On his return pass, Lockhart was traveling almost 200 miles per hour, so as you can imagine, a human body can't sustain that type of impact, and there was no way he was going to survive it. So tragically, Lockhart's career only lasted for around 2 years, and during this time he was very accomplished. He's even been inducted into the Racing Hall of Fame, but still, there were a lot of missed opportunities that he could have had he not bit off more than he could chew. And this story always reminds me of the story of Icarus, where when you fly too close to the sun, bad things can happen, and sometimes this can result in the loss of life. As always, let me know what you guys think about this story. I know that it happened almost 100 years ago, but there still are lessons that can be learned today, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.